Welcome everyone to Tuesday training. I am Peg Wilson. I am here tonight to talk about some things. We talked on the meeting that we had on Sunday about the incentive trip. Big topic was fundraising and using fundraising to increase your PRV. So that's what the topic is going to be for tonight. Going to talk about how you can use the fundraisers, how to get fundraisers, and what to do once you get them, and the types of fundraisers that there are. So I started this month out. I actually saw it in one of the breakout sessions for SFR. Somebody had said that they put a post out there saying, "I've got money to give away to your organization or to an organization. Do you have an organization that needs money?" Okay, so obviously I got a bunch of people who responded to me. So then I talked to them about doing a fundraiser. So I've got a couple of different fundraisers going. I actually have three of them out of that one post. I had about 6 people respond to me, and three of them actually booked fundraisers. So the way that the fundraisers work, and it depends on you on how you'd like to do it. There's different ones that work better for different types of organizations. So I'll give you two examples of what I have going on right now. So one of them is a social services organization. And with them, I simply posted a link. They shared the link on their organization page, telling people, anybody who buys, and I kept that one open for the month. So anybody who buys throughout the month, a portion of the proceeds will go towards that organization. Now, for me personally, I do 20%. And if the fundraiser goes over $1,000, I'll donate 25%. So you're not giving away all of your commission just because sometimes you're covering expenses for books or whatever else you're covering. So generally my sales wind up being, I usually do $2,000 in sales. So I'm usually getting 30% commission. So I'm not giving away all of my commission, but I'm giving away a good portion of it. So if they get to that $1,000, I know that I'm going to have $1,000 in my own sales in addition to that. So I'm going to get the 30%. So I'm giving them 25 of it and keeping 5 of it just to cover my own costs and expenses for, anything that I'm going to send out thank you notes for all of those people, afterwards. So that's the way I do it. It's up to you whether you want to say, I'll give you 10% commission. It's up to you, whatever you're going to do. But the way that you're going to give the organization money back is that you're going to do it via your commission. Now, there's also, think of it as you're putting it in as a party. So I have the social services organization going. So say this party gets up to $1,000. Now I'm going to get a bunch of free and half price stuff with that in addition. I could keep the free and half price stuff for myself if I'd like to, but I know that this particular social services organization also does a walk in September. So I'm going to order a couple of things and I'm going to make them baskets for them to raffle off. So, it's kind of a double give back. I'm using the things that they've earned free to give a basket to help them raise additional money. It's up to you. You could claim the free and half price things yourself. You're giving away the commission, but you're getting the free and half price stuff. So that's one example of one that I'm doing. Now I have another one that I'm doing for a cheerleading organization. So for the cheerleading organization, I use the product brochures. So I gave them the product brochures. They look like a nice little catalog. Each cheerleader got a fundraising envelope. You can use a plain manila envelope if you want to, print out a sheet that says, name, total of their order or whatever for the girl to record the orders that she collects. I also set up a link for them so each individual cheerleader will get an envelope. She's going to get the product brochure. She's going to couple of order forms, and she's going to take the orders, collect the money, get it all, stick it in the envelope, and then they're just going to turn the envelopes into me. I've done this a couple of times. So then what I do is I go through the envelopes, I verify that I have the right amount of money for all of the payments. I have the right amount of money. I do allow them to Venmo me if they want to. They can Cash App me. They can give me their credit card information. So this is all totally up to you how you want to do it. These kind of fundraisers are a little bit more time consuming and a little bit more cumbersome. But for a cheerleading organization, they're using the money for competition fees or for uniforms. So I'm taking each individual cheerleader. I'm doing all the work on my end, calculating if the amount in the envelope's not right, I'm contacting that cheerleader directly. I have her name and I have her phone number. So it's less work for the organization. I'm getting those orders. I'm putting them in. I'm packaging those orders, or I'm having them delivered directly to them. Again, this is totally up to you how you want to do it. And then I'm delivering them to them. Here you go. Everything's all packaged. I put a little note on there saying, thank you for supporting such and such cheerleading organization. I'll usually give them a free scent circle with it and a little thank you note. It's all prepackaged and I have them set aside. Here is, cheerleader number 1. Here's her orders. Cheerleader number 2. Here's her orders. And then at the end of the month, I cash it out and give the cheerleading organization the amount, and I give them an accounting of which cheerleader made so much. So, cheerleader number 1 had $200 in sales. It's 20% of that. This is how much she made towards her uniforms. I give them the money and they get the money and apply it to that cheerleader's uniform. So the organization gets the money, but it's applied to each individual cheerleader. Now, I've also done it where I've done sports teams. So my favorite thing to do for sports teams is to just sell laundry products. So the way that I do that is I contact the sports teams. I tell them I've got this great fundraiser going on, Laundry Love bundles. It's a Laundry Love bundle. Every Laundry Love bundle that sells for $50, and you're going to make $10 on each one. So they put it out to the organization. Now, chances are you're not having people buy multiple packages of Laundry Love, but each kid on the team you're going to sell 1, 2, maybe 3. Maybe they'll get each grandmom and their mom will buy one. Well, that's $150 a kid. So, if you've got, 10, 12 kids on the team, that adds up to be a pretty nice order. And the way that I do that is I usually present the organization with a letter. There are sample letters out there. There's actually a fundraising group on Scentsy, or Scentsy's fundraising group on Facebook that you can find and get some samples of letters. I have some samples. I'd be happy to send you if anybody wants them. But basically what it is, hey, I'm a Scentsy consultant in your area. I'm looking to give back to the community. I would love to do a fundraiser for your fundraising, for your organization. This is how it works. I kind of give them the basics. I do high level. I don't get into all the weeds and the detail in my initial proposal letter to them. If I hear back from the organization, especially when it's a baseball team, a soccer team, a basketball team, when I give them their little packets, so they'll do the same thing. I will give them the brochures, I'll give them the envelope, I'll give them the packets. I give them all a sample of one of their washer whiffs, and I tell them to put it in one cleat and then smell them the next day. So just put washer whiffs in one of the cleats and smell today. I never have a problem selling those. That works really, really well. Because damn straight those cleats think something awful. And putting it in really did a free. Can you guys hear me still? Am I back yet? Can you guys hear me yet?
We're
there yet?
We're getting there.
I
think it might be better if we all turn off our cameras.
Yeah, it's my internet. My internet's always unstable. Are we there yet? I hope I'm not freezing, making like funny faces or something.
You're good now, Peg.
I can hear you, Peg.
Okay, you can hear me now? Okay. So, all right. So the baseball, soccer team fundraisers, I give them a sample of the washer whiffs to put in their kids' shoes, and that always seems to help seal the deal. So with that, generally what I do is I make up my own little order form. I do something in Excel, and I just give them the choices of the Laundry Love, what it is, tell them they get the liquid. Everybody knows what the liquid is. If I can get in front of an organization, that is so much better. So a couple of the cheerleading ones, my daughter was a cheerleader, so I have access to a lot of cheerleading squads. And what I've done with the cheerleading squads is they'll do a parent meeting night where they pick up all their fundraising stuff. And I will literally go in there and do like a little mini demonstration to show the parents exactly what our products are and talk to them about it, and then talk to them about the fundraiser. So that I find to be the most beneficial in, today's day and age. You might not necessarily do that. So the online fundraisers do just as well. I have another one for right now that's going. It's called the Pink Elephant Movement, and it's actually bringing awareness for opioid addiction and helps the families who have lost the families who have lost a family member due to an opioid addiction. And it's called the Pink Elephant. So I'm doing one for them right now too. Their fundraiser is actually doing really well. And it's to help them on their walk. They have to raise a certain amount of money on the walk, and this money goes towards it. So I've done them also to my daughter, as you all know, is on the autism spectrum. So we do the Eagles Autism Challenge. And I do a fundraiser just for my team. So anybody who buys during this party, I donate a portion of the proceeds to it. So this is a really great way to boost your PRV, especially during trip time. And fundraisers, the less work you can make for the organization, the more likely they are going to come back to you for another fundraiser. If they have to do a lot of work, they're worried about doing cheerleading or preparing for their walk, or whatever it is that they're doing. They don't want to have something that's a lot of work. They'd rather order the sheets from Yankee Candle and have people order Yankee candles, because there's no work for them to do. So think of it that way, and in those terms of just trying to make it easy for them, make it easy and seamless. I do set up, it depends upon what they want. I've done it where I've set up groups on Facebook, and then they add their friends to the group. So as they add their friends to the group, I welcome them to the group. When they place an order, I thank them, and I thank them for their donation. I post, specials that, that are going on. I talk about the bundle and saves. Today I went out to all of them and did Tip Tuesday and said, hey, you don't like messy wax? Well, try our wall fan diffusers that take fragrance pods. And and you can do, I've done fundraisers where it was just scent circles. So what's nice about those is you can give a little bit more back to the organization if you do them without the bundle and save. So you sell them the scent circles, 6 of them for $18. So that's how you sell them in packs of 6. And here's the list of the fragrances. And again, these are forms that you have that you can get. I put them in Excel. Don't have them updated for the fall of this year because I'm not doing any of those particular fundraisers. But literally all it is it has pictures of the scent circles. You get a 6-pack of circles. Here's the fragrances that are available. You don't even have to give them all the fragrances. Here's the fragrances that are available. They write their name, they check off the fragrances that they want, and they pay $18 for them. So I do it nice and easy. I don't do tax. I don't do shipping because I'm going to put it all in together. And then I buy the little Scentsy bags, the doorknob hanger bags for the catalogs. I put their 6-pack in there. I tie it with a little bit of ribbon, with a little thank you note for them, and deliver them. So if I charge the straight $18, the addition that I'm not paying in tax, and that what I'm putting them in as a bundle and save. So I'm technically getting a free circle. So that additional money I can also give back to the organization. So you're not charging people more for their products. You're just not giving them the bundle and save deal. But yet when you put it in, you're putting it in as a bundle and save. And that also works too. If you have something where you're collecting orders. I did it where I was collecting orders from the cheerleaders, and I had 6 people who all ordered one mini warmer. So if they were ordering one mini warmer, I was putting them in there as a bundle and save, putting them in there as 2 mini warmers and 6 bars of wax, and maximizing the sales that way. And whatever was extra, I was maximizing for myself as well. So I don't want to get you too confused with like the bundle and save, but use that to your advantage. For those that are new, that might be super confusing. So that's not something you have to do. Anybody have any questions so far?
It's Casey Peg. I have a question.
Sure.
My question is, so I do know a high school girl here in my town that is raising money for her cheer, like to go to some cheer camp or something. Have you ever approached somebody to do a fundraiser for like that for just an individual person?
Sure. I mean, Well, I mean, the one that I'm doing like for the walk, I know we've done them where, I'll donate a basket and have them raise money that way. I mean, it all depends on how you want to do it. Like you want to maximize right now, we're looking to increase your PRV. So any way that you can increase your PRV, what you're doing is you're going to say to that individual person, like have them forego their free and half price items for you to donate the commission. So then it's sort of a win-win. They're getting the money donated, but you're still going to get the free and half price items, by doing it that way. So, I mean, there's a couple of different ways you can approach it. I mean, what you have to do is you think of your fundraiser as a party. Like, I think that's where everybody gets all confused when we call it a fundraiser. It's a party. It's
Yeah.
a party, and that's how you're going to put it in the system. You're going to put it in the system as a party, and everybody's going to put their orders in there under that party. Now, I try and do, when I'm doing the party, like I try and make like a little header of my own, so that when they log on to my workstation or to my website, when they log on to my website, they're going to see a list of all the different fundraisers. And like the pink elephant one has a picture of a pink elephant, it says the pink elephant movement, the We Walk for Eddie, it says, and then I have the Gloucester County Social Services Organization. So it has all handicapped kids. Their logo has all handicapped kids. So I just basically pulled their logo and just put, that this is a Scentsy fundraiser, and then use that as like my header for my party page. Because you can upload a custom header.
Thanks, Peg.
Sure.
That's a
Any other
great question. You can do a fundraiser for any organization, any person that is in need of funds. So, I mean, we've done, not just me personally, but people on the team, like any organization looking for money. I mean, I remember years ago, someone did a fundraiser. A family was doing a big thing for a lady that was trying to raise money for fertility stuff. There, one year we had somebody, their house burned down, and so there was a fundraiser for that. We've done it where, unfortunately, kids who have cancer, and they have these organization nights. So anybody that is looking for in need of anything, you can do a fundraiser for them.
Right. Now there's also, so the other type of fundraiser that I want to talk about is where it's not that you're giving away your commission. So I did one for the local police station. Now you have to have their permission to do it on their behalf. I mean, you can't just go out there saying, I've decided I'm going to raise money for my local police station. You can't just do that. You actually have to have their permission. And that is by Scentsy's rules, as well as proper etiquette. Don't go doing it on their behalf without their permission. So I reached out to my local police station and I said to them, I saw this done in another area of New Jersey. Somebody did a similar fundraiser. So I did a buddy fundraiser for them. So what we did is we put the message out to the local community, buy a buddy that's going to be donated to the police station. And what the police station does with those buddies is they get them and they keep them in the back of their cruisers. So I get them and I put my information in the buddies. I put the scent pack right in the box, and I might stick my business card in the bottom of the box. The police officers leave those in their cruisers, and say they run into a situation where there's domestic violence or there's a car accident and there's a child involved. Mom's hysterical because her car's a wreck and her kid was in the back seat and the kid's crying and the mom's trying to talk to the cop, and there's all this chaos. This gives the police officer an opportunity to go over to that child with the buddy, open the box, show them how to put the scent pack in the back. And now the kid's distracted, the kid's calming down, mom can do her thing. It makes the police officer's job easier, and they really appreciated having those. So our local community got together and was buying those buddies. And then what I did is with the free and the half price items, I bought additional buddies. So I didn't give away any of my commission. I got the PRV from it, and I did community service that got back there. And what was nice about that is when I went to deliver them to the police station, I brought a whole bunch of Scentsy boxes full of them, but we got all the buddies and we lined them up on the wall. And it was like 50 some buddies we stacked on the wall, and me and Caitlin went down to deliver them. The captain and one of the police officers came out, posed with us for a picture. We posted it on the police station's wall, and the local newspaper contacted me to see if they could do a story on it. So the local newspaper put it in there and advertised for us, So it was like in their community department, they put the picture of me and Katie with the police officers and all those buddies. And then they put local Scentsy consultant, Peg Wilson, raised money and, and this is what the police officers do with it. So it was awesome advertising in addition to being able to give back to the local police station, increase my PRV and no out of pocket. So anybody have any questions on that one? That one's a feel good one to do. I know, Sarah, haven't you guys done one for the local hospital? I know some hospitals are funny about bringing stuffed animals.
Yes, so we our local, so anyone like in our area, Children's Mercy, we have done that the last couple of years. We normally do it around Christmas time, but I was actually just today going through trying to get the ladies' contact info to see if we could start it now, like start it sooner. I don't know, like right now, but
yeah,
normally we do it in the month of November. But I'm thinking about trying to get it started sooner, just so that companies, because I mean, we would have big companies, they would buy, 50 buddies. But I want to be able to start reaching out now to people, because as companies start thinking, where do they want to start giving their money away to? Normally they're doing that before November.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do the hospital one, and that's been a huge hit and definitely a feel good. Now we do that double, so we do buddies, but because we can't give them the scent pack because of the kiddos, we donate the scent packs to a women's shelter. So
yeah, so think of that too. I mean, that's like a double give back. And what I've been doing as well too, in all of my fundraisers, I put whatever the cause warmer is. I highlight the cause warmer and say to them, this is a double give back. Like, not only am I going to give to your organization, but when you purchase this warmer, Scentsy is going to donate it to the Scentsy Foundation, and that's going to benefit these 5 organizations. So that's also a nice way to throw that in there and, increase you're getting the cause warmers sold. You're increasing, the commission, the sales. It makes everybody feel really good that they're doing all that charity work, with the purchase of one warmer. So, and, this is also a way everybody talks about, how do you get outside your circle? How do you get new customers? These are amazing ways to get new customers, because the person who is doing the fundraising is going to do a lot of advertising for you. They're going to bring in a lot of people that are helping them with the fundraiser. It's not somebody saying, hey, have a party for me so I can get free stuff. This is the fundraiser is such an easy way to get contact with a lot of new people. So make sure that when you get those contacts, make sure you use them. Make sure you spoil those people. I was just watching something today, and I'll be using that. There's other paper in there, sorry. So there's a YouTube video. Sorry, I lost my total train of thought. It's like, oh, look, a squirrel. So there was a YouTube video that was a director who did something on how to increase your PRV. And her whole thing with how to increase your PRV was spoil, spoil, spoil. So when you've got those customers, you spoil those customers, you make them loyal to you, you make them want to come back and buy from you. So these are brand new customers that you're getting. When you get those brand new customers, you just spoil the heck out of them so that they want to buy from you. And then they become loyal customers. Actually, with the one fundraiser that I'm doing, I thanked the one lady for her order. And I did this whole thing with you guys have probably seen it before, like, what's your Scentsy experience? And it's like, choose an emoji. I've never heard of Scentsy. I'm new to Scentsy. I love Scentsy. I used to be a consultant, and this girl indicated that she used to be a consultant. So I reached out to her and said, hey, how long ago were you a consultant? That's really awesome. And she said that she was a consultant back in 2019, only for a couple of months. She joined under a family member who lived in Florida. And I said, well, why did you stop doing it? She said, I was spending too much money. So then that opened the door for me to have the conversation by saying, well, then you're doing it the wrong way. If you were spending too much money, you weren't trained properly, and you were doing it the wrong way. So I explained to her Orville's little rule. I quote Orville all the time. You spend Scentsy money on family. You do not spend family money on Scentsy. And that opened the door to me having this conversation with her. And she's like, oh, well, maybe I'll consider rejoining. And I don't think she'd mind if I joined under somebody else. So that might get somebody who might reinstate, and that's all through the fundraiser. and through that little post of what's your Scentsy experience and put in there, say, I used to be a Scentsy consultant. So that allowed, that door to be opened for that conversation to be had.
Yes, we have gotten, I have gotten long-term friends from fundraisers. I have gotten, obviously customers. We have team members that are still here from like the very first fundraisers that I ever did. Also, and maybe you're going to cover this on like how it works. So, okay, now we found now we found the fundraiser, the organization. Are you then going to talk about, because I know everyone does them differently.
Right. And so, I kind of covered that a little bit in the beginning on how you want to do it. So it depends on whether you want to do it online, whether you want to give them catalogs to have them collect orders. You can have everybody do the orders online. And, I reach out to everybody and I thank them. Right now, the cheerleading organization, they've got the information. So I'm not getting those orders yet. I don't
Right.
have contact to any of those people yet. I find the ones that are online, I find that they work better just because then I have all their contact information and I'm sure that I'm getting all their contact information. And I'm making sure that the newsletter button is checked for them. And I make sure I reach out to them individually, and say, have you ever used Scentsy before? Is this your first experience with Scentsy? What made you choose that warmer? I see you like all fall smells and, so have a conversation with those people and develop a relationship with them, once you've got it, but treat it like a party.
Yes.
Treat it just like a party, putting the orders in. But it depends on whether you're doing it online, whether you're doing catalogs, whether you're doing one product, or if you're focused on an entire catalog.
And it really, I think, depends on the organization. And I think this is when you just have to kind of use your creativity. If you've never done fundraisers before, reach out to anyone on the team that has and say, like, hey, how would you? And here's the other thing, though. You are in control of how this fundraiser goes for the most part. Like, you're the consultant. Don't give them necessarily like, oh, well, do you want to do this way, this way, this way? Like, you can suggest to them, but you want to be able to give them the most that you can. And each one can be different. Like Peg said, there are some that, because of how they are, it's best that we do them online. There are some that, like when I do the school fundraisers, every kiddo gets a packet. Now, not everyone does it this way, but every cheerleader, they each get a packet. So like when I do the school, I'm sending home 600 packets. Like, people you say, oh, well, why are you giving away that money? And I'm like, well, that's kind of my quote advertising. It's like I may be giving them $1,000, but 600 kids are taking home a packet to their families with my name on it. So it just kind of depends on what the organization is as to how you want to do it. Do you want to say, okay, well, I met Peg at a pet organization. And so Peg's going to be the host quote of this party / fundraiser. And she's going to go collect, the orders. Or is it like, okay, well, the one year that we did it for a couple years for a family who they were stricken by a child abuse case. And so every year they did a big fundraiser, but within the family, there were 10 of them. So each of them would each take a packet and go share it with their people. So it just you just have to, by each one, kind of figure out, it's how are you going to get it in the most people's hands?
Right. Generally what I do is I start the conversation with, what do you want to accomplish from this? So, obviously when I'm talking to the social services organization, what they want to accomplish is they just want to make money. So everybody wants to make money with it, but like the cheerleading organization is, we want the girls to have enough money to get their uniforms. So, for them, I had one cheerleading organization that chose to say everybody had to sell a minimum of $100. And it went towards competition fees for the entire organization. It wasn't bucketed to each individual girl, but they either had to do $100 in Scentsy sales or they had to pay $100. That's the way that they did it. So obviously most of them opted to do $100 in Scentsy sales so that they didn't have to pay that $100, as sort of their competition fee. So it was like, you can either earn it or you can pay it. So I certainly, if I had to pay $100, I certainly would rather pay $100 and have $100 worth of Scentsy products. You
And
know,
like, you want to coach them just like you would again a party. So for instance, I'm doing one I had posted about yesterday with the teacher, and she wants to get a big rug that's got like, you know, we all probably had them in kindergarten. We all probably sat on a circle time rug with the alphabet around it and colors, and like there's purpose for that besides them just sitting there. And so we looked at it, it was like $280. And so I told her, okay, if you sell this much in fundraising, this is going to completely pay for it. And so like, and it ended up, I mean, at 280, it was like what, $1,300 or something. And seriously, she every day, it's like we're getting the orders. She's like, okay, we're this close, you know. And so every day we're just going back, and she's excited and sharing. And so you're gonna coach them just like you would a host and walk them through, because your goal is to help them hit their goal, so that you, the more money you can give them, the more they're going to come back and the more they're going to tell other organizations about it.
right, right. And the more people you're going to have contact with. I mean, even I have, I don't know if we still have them in the consultant store, but we used to have little postcards that said, you know, thank you for supporting such and such organization. You help them raise X amount of dollars. You know, I get those and I put them in the orders that I actually get. I get them and put them in the orders when I deliver the orders. But the ones that I've had that I've done online, I have just done like a letter, and I'll say, you know, thank you, and put a free cent circle in there or whatever. If it's somebody who placed a big order, I'll put something a little more in a thank you packet for them. You know, but most people are, you know, putting orders in there like maybe $50 or so. So I'll give them a cent circle and I'll give them a little letter saying, you know, thank you for supporting such and such organization. You help them raise X amount of dollars.
What questions do you guys have?
Well, I know there's got to be questions. People were
I know
so
that
excited.
some of you have gotten, just since Sunday, some of you have gotten some fundraisers. I'm super proud of you for reaching out. Sometimes it can be scary. It's just like asking for a party. So those of you that have now, you have someone that said, yes, I know because I was there. I know that you're like, now what do I do?
Yeah, Melissa, you got one, right, Melissa? Or you got a couple?
Yeah, I actually have 3. So yeah, I'm freaking out because I don't know what to do. It's like they all said yes, and now I don't know what to do.
Okay, so fire your questions. Where are you stuck? What type of organizations are they?
So one of them is it's Smiles for Miles, which is for like childhood cancer. And then there's another one that it's a rescue group for animals. And then the other one is my friend. She is really big into Alzheimer's, and she always does fundraisers for me all the time. So yeah, that one is pretty easy. She does all the work. I mean, she's really good. I'm trying actually to have this fundraiser and get her to just sign up. And so if she would be able to sign up for free, I know she would do it, because she's a stay-at-home mom and she doesn't do anything. So she'd be perfect. So she's at home, and her
this month would be great.
Yeah, and they love free stuff. So I'm like, okay, this would work out perfect if it will work out as planned. Because her and her mom always do like huge orders, like $500, because they have like these I don't know, they have these cards they get from the organization that they're in or whatever, and so they like make baskets with it all, and so they put like $500 order ins all the time.
Nice.
So I'm hoping I can get her just to like sign up and get her kit for free after this fundraiser.
Nice, nice.
So
Yeah.
those are the 3 I have so far.
Okay, so how are you handling the Smiles for Miles? Like, how are you handling that one? Is that one going to be an online one? Are you giving them books, catalogs, and?
So I haven't, that one just replied. I know the animal one, she said that she has some older people that would order, but they're not computer savvy. So we're doing it online, but she does want a few catalogs for like her mom and grandma and all those people. So I am going to get her some catalogs, and then I'll just put like the link on there. But I'm setting up her link and then doing it all online for that one.
Okay. And you know, one thing I would suggest with, if you're doing a pet fundraiser, so I did one for a local shelter that was for kittens. So I did one for them. And what I did is when I sent the thank you note out, I did my own version of like Scentsy Bucks, and it's got like my picture on it, and it's like, here, get $5 off your next purchase of $15. I sent that to them with the pet brochure and
Okay.
told them that they get $5 off the purchase of any of the pet products. Because they're an animal organization, most of these people are passionate about animals and
Right.
something to do with animals. So, and I've also done another nice way, if you're, I know that you're affiliated with a lot of pet organizations. I ordered the samples.
Yeah,
So
I have those.
pet samples and the pet brochures, and I made up little baggies, and I asked the local rescue if I could drop them off there. And when people come and rescue a dog, if they get that and they put it in their packet. So, I mean, you're giving away a little, but again, you're getting your
name.
out there and getting your information into their hands, and then they know, oh my gosh, Scentsy has pet products too,
Right. Yeah, I don't know, I guess for this Miles by Miles, if we're gonna do a buddy one, because I don't know how their like organization is. I know they have kids that are like in the organization. So yeah, we're gonna decide on that one. But
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, what are they doing with the money? Like, they're raising money
Right.
for childhood cancer, but are they donating it to a hospital? If they're donating it to a hospital, that could be a double give. You could say, purchase a buddy for us to donate, and you could also donate your commission.
right.
And then that would be a double give back to the hospital. And then people are, they're spending $35, $40 on a stuffed animal that's going to benefit a kid with cancer. Like, we would all,
Hmm.
we would all be like, oh yeah, I'm doing this,
Yeah.
right, Lauren? Yeah. Lauren,
I have a question.
go ahead, Belinda.
No, this is Jennifer.
Oh, Jennifer. Okay. I thought it was Belinda. Go ahead.
No, I have a frog in my throat. You have better luck with doing like a whole catalog fundraiser or doing like a Scent Circle fundraiser. I mean, which do you think has better luck? I've got a fundraiser with the FCLA at the high school. So it's like home economics, and the teacher is just like ecstatic, which freaked me out. But now I was going to offer a Scent Circle, a cardboard, or a full catalog, but I don't know. Which do you have better luck with?
Okay, so I did one fundraiser where what I did is I did what I call the car care packet. So my car care packet was a Scent Circle, a room spray, and you could add a car bar in it. You could add, a scent pack in it, and they buy them in bundles. So they buy that in a bundle, and they just get to choose one fragrance. So say they choose Clean Breeze. So they get a Clean Breeze, Scent Circle, room spray, and then another product. So I bundled it into 3 products. I put them in there as combine and saves, so based on the multiple.
Buy 6, get 1, or 5,
Right,
get
and then
1.
it's nice. You could package them up real nice, put a cute little ribbon around it, and deliver them that way. That is a nice thing to do when it's a whole group of people, because when you open it up, the full catalog, this is where the challenge comes in with the full catalog. The full catalog gets to be overwhelming and confusing sometimes. If you want it to be like kind of in and out, the downfall of doing something like I'm suggesting is that it limits your sales. So, most people are going to buy one of those packets, where if they were buying from the full catalog, they might spend $100.
So what if I did like something like that, like did a bundle or did car bars or Scent Circles or whatever item I designed? I want to do a fragrance flower fundraiser. I think that would be cool
That would be
for
great.
that particular organization. But I could still put like a link out there. Oh, you don't want a fragrance flower? You still want to donate? Well, you can go here and buy 6 warmers if you want,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
So like co-op them together.
Right. And honestly, the sky is the limit. You can do
Jennifer,
this
how many-
however you want.
How many kiddos are in that class?
Oh, it's Melrose small school. So I would say there's probably maybe 30 to 50, probably.
Oh, that's a good chunk. That's a really good chunk.
Yeah, but you figure, so think of it in the terms of the sales. So 30 kids that are in the room. So if they only bought 1 fragrance flower, start to add it up and figure worst case scenario, best case scenario. So if you offer them as a bundle, maybe you could offer as a bundle and they get 3 fragrance flowers instead of just 1, and then you don't offer it as a bundle and save option. So that's like an additional $1 that you're going to donate to the organization.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, it really depends a lot on the organization, how confusing it's going to be for them. You know, like Sarah was saying, she sent home packets to an entire school, you know, and that's a great way to get your information out there. But is it going to be too much? Are they going to be able to figure out the bundle and save? Most people
So
are
I
not.
have, yeah, when I do a full catalog, they get step by step, like everything, how to do it.
Start working on it now, though. I just say that because I helped Sarah one year before I was a consultant, and she literally did 600. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I've been talking about, attacking this school. I mean, I live 2 blocks from the school. Everybody in this town knows I'm the Scentsy lady. And I've been, avoiding hitting up the school for a fundraiser. And literally the other night, you had posted that Windy Heath Newgrass post in your group. And I didn't even read it. I just glanced at it and I'm like, hey, and I sent a text message to the teacher, for the home ec teacher. She's one of my Scentsy customers and she's all excited. She's like, oh, I love the sound of it. She's an awesome customer. Her daughter has awesome parties. So now I got nervous.
Well, that's it. Don't get nervous. Think of this as a party. You know, that's where when you say fundraiser and we're talking about 600 people, it gets overwhelming and you get nervous and you go, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? You know, I mean, think of this as a party. So this is a party that's just going to go really well. So most of your parties, you get 10 people at the party. You know, if you're lucky, you get 10 people. You know, think of a party where you're guaranteed to have 30 people, 50 people, 600 people, that there's the potential there that maybe 1/3 of them will buy. And if this goes well, you're going to get a lot more customers out of it. And it may open the door for you to do other fundraisers for the school. And look for opportunities. So when you see somebody saying, hey, I'm trying to raise money for my church, it needs a new roof. Reach out to that organization and say, hey, I'd like to help. This is how I can help. And that's a great way to present it.
Well, I'll be contacting the Clovis. They're the biggest city to me, but I'm going to contact their police department like within the week.
Yeah, and
I'm going to do a buddy drive.
I have, I believe I have a template on my Google Docs that I used for the, I think it's on my Google Docs that I used for the police department fundraiser. And all I did was sent like a proposal letter, reached out to the captain, sent him a proposal letter saying they did this in another police department. I told them what police department they used, that it was done in before. So I don't know if he contacted that police department. I don't know. But he contacted me, he said, I absolutely love this idea. We'd love to do it. And I could have kicked myself in the pants because it was right after we had all the police dog, and I was like, damn, Apollo would have been great for that, But, it's a great way to boost your PRV, to expand your customer base, to be charitable. It's a tax write-off. Remember that as well. It's a tax write-off when you're donating your commissions. Go ahead, Lauren.
Obviously we have certain time spans that we do fundraisers or regular parties for, like we try to not have it too long, or if it's a shopping link, you have it open for 90 days. Like when you do your fundraisers, how long do you typically leave them open for? Like if you start one in the beginning of August, do you leave it open all month? Like you don't roll it into the next month, or do you how do you
try to keep it I try to do it within like 2 weeks, and it depends on the organization. Like if we're just sharing a link out there, I'll try and leave it open for the whole month, but I try to close it down before the end of the commission period, so that I'm not going over 2 commission periods, just because then it gets too confusing. So if I'm starting them now in August, I've already put out there that my shutdown date is August 25th for the one that I said I was leaving for the month. I shut it down August 25th. So that gives me enough time to wrap it all up, decide what we're going to do for whether I'm going to donate those baskets for them to do at their walk, or if I'm going to, this way I can close that party this month. And if they want to continue doing it, I'll open another link. We'll do it again next month too. The downfall of that is the one thing I want to tell you is one of the fundraisers that I did, got up to $800, and everything inside me wanted to shut that party down after $500 and open up a new link just to maximize the hostess credits on it, the half price items. And I didn't do that because I was afraid that people would click on the old link and that they wouldn't be able to find it, and that would dissuade them from ordering if I had to open up a new link. So consider that too. You just want to make this easy and seamless. I tell everybody, anybody's got any questions, to reach directly out to me, not to the person who is hosting it. So any more questions, comments?
How do you find them if you have no children at the schools?
I literally, Berlinda, how I got 3 fundraisers the beginning of the month. I saw it on one of the breakout sessions. Somebody said, literally, she posted a message saying, I have money to give away. Does your organization need money? That's it. And people were like, yeah, my organization needs money. I had 6 people reach out to me within 2 days, and 3 of them booked fundraisers.
And Berlinda, I don't have kids, but I know that I have customers that are teachers, and I reached out to them and I said, hey, do you want to get some cash for your classroom? And they immediately said, yep. And I got 6 booked just by knowing that my customers were teachers. So again, you don't have to have kids. Just know, do you have customers that are teachers? Or like my sister's a teacher and she gave me connections to other teachers. So now I have other teachers because of a teacher.
Yeah, and Berlinda, the fundraisers that I have nothing to do with any of my kids. These are all contacts that I got from Facebook. I mean, one of my customers' daughters, her granddaughter actually is a cheerleader. So my customer reached out to her daughter reached out to me, and then took it back to the cheerleading organization. That's how I got one of them. One of them, it's a girl I grew up with. Her nephew died of opioid addiction. So his family does this walk every year, and the walk just happens to be coming up. So they're trying to raise money for the walk. You have to raise a minimum amount. So she reached out to me. And then a customer who has only purchased from me here and there, but it's part of this social services education foundation, which actually my daughter went for like social skills training when she was younger. So we had a little bit of a connection with this, and it's sort of like they do a lot of special needs, but it's mostly like autism and Down syndrome. And they do a walk, a bike, a ride every year. And she said, yeah, we'd love to raise some money for the foundation. And then I'm going to get the free and half price items, order those, and make her baskets for the walk to raise additional money. And they were all just from that one Facebook post. I don't want you to rely, let's back that up too. I don't want you to rely on just a Facebook post either. I got lucky that I got all those people that responded to me, but be proactive. When I got the police department, I reached out to the police department. When I've gotten other cheerleading organizations, the local soccer team, our township soccer team, our township little league, I reached out to them. And that's how I got those fundraisers. I have a friend who's very involved in the little league. So I reached out to her and said, hey, do you think Mantua Little League, would want to do a fundraiser? And she's like, oh yeah, we were at a meeting yesterday. We were just talking about fundraisers. So get it out there. Like right now, especially in the fall, all of these organizations now in the fall, baseball starting, basketball starting, you want to get out there. Fall soccer is going to be starting, get all those messages out there to people. School's starting back up. Teachers need stuff for their classrooms.
Yeah, like Berlinda, what you could do is like Becca had said, just knowing your customers. So she knew that her customers were teachers. So she reached out. So even if you try the Facebook thing and don't get stuff there, send out some text messages to your customers, and you could say the same thing, like, hey, whatever that verbiage is that Peg used, you can use the same verbiage.
Yeah, I need that written down. That was good.
Yeah, so you can send that out to your customers.
I don't know who was trying to call me, Kate.
Melissa, can I ask you how you got the 3 that you got? Were they people that you knew, customers, just people you reached out
So
to?
the one of them, the rescue for the animals, I've always just followed her on Facebook. One, because I wanted a hedgehog. So I'll tell you the real story. I wanted a hedgehog, and my husband won't let me get a hedgehog, so I'm sad about it. So I follow this lady because she always posts cute pictures of hedgehogs. And so it's just a rescue north of where I live, but close. And so I just messaged her, asked her, about doing a fundraiser to raise money. And she was like, that sounds great. And so that was one. The other one, I did make a post on Facebook to see if anyone was looking for fundraisers, and somebody commented, one of the Smiles by Miles or 4 Miles, she commented that one on there. So I reached out to them. And I think I did reach out to another one, but I haven't heard back, that someone put on my post on Facebook for me to reach out to. So I just reached out to them.
So there's so many options. I mean, there's so many ways that you can go about it. And I mean, when you're reaching out to people, think of it this way too. It takes a lot of the pressure off of you. You know how apprehensive you are when you're asking people, have a party, have a party, have a party. This way you're reaching out to people and you're saying, I want to give you my money. That seems a little less intimidating for you to reach out to somebody and say, let me give you money.
It was definitely easier, and I was surprised that they all said yes. Because usually they all say no.
Yeah. So when you're giving them money, people are a little more interested when you're giving them something,
Right.
And you're expanding your customer base. Like, that's the biggest part of it, is this opens you up to all of those additional customers. I mean, my fundraisers have only been running right now for 3 days, but I've gotten 10 orders as a combination of the 3 fundraisers. I've gotten 10 orders. That's 10 customers that I didn't have 3 days ago. I may not have ever met these customers, and every one of those customers, I reached out to them individually. I posted in the group, thank you for your order. And then I reached out to them individually to thank them. Sorry, I'm muted for the barking. So does anybody have any questions while my dogs are barking?
I have a quick question. I don't know if it's a silly question or what, but so once you get the fundraiser, like, then what do you do? Like, are you networking to like those group of people, saying, hey, like reaching out to people? Or like if you're doing the police station one, is it the police officers like getting the people? Is it us saying, hey, I'm doing this fundraiser? How does that work?
Okay, so again, it's different per organization. So you have the person who you've spoken to. So I talked to Courtney. I talked to Courtney about the social services organization, and Courtney said to me, okay, so how do we do this? Do you just set up a link and I'll share it on our page? And I said, if you'd like to do it that way, I could give you some catalogs if you needed. She said, well, I'm not really seeing anybody and I want to open it up to the entire county. So she literally asked for the link. I set up a group on Facebook for her to invite people to the group. And then I gave her the link, which she has sent out via email. She posted it on their website. She posted on their website. So, there's thousands of people on that website because it's an entire Gloucester County. So all of Gloucester County has access to this, and she shot it out to a whole bunch of people. So that's the way we handled that one. Where the one that I'm doing for the Pink Elephant one. So the Pink Elephant one, there are 2 sisters who are involved. It's their brother who passed away. So these 2 sisters form a team every year, and they have about 100 people who walk with them in this walk, and they all have to raise a certain amount of money to participate in the walk. They get shirts made, all that stuff. So I dropped off a couple of books to her. She's going to share the books with a couple of people that are close to her. But then we also set up a group on Facebook. She invited people to the group, and I'm treating it just like I would a party, where I'm putting posts out there about different things. And here's the latest warmer, and here's tips on how to use Scentsy. And this is what Scentsy's about. And I get to interact with them and ask them questions like, what's your Scentsy experience? I introduce myself. I put a picture of myself out there, and how I'm connected to the organization.
Okay.
The boy who passed away, I grew up with his aunt, and I've known her since I was 2 years old. So it was like, hey, I'm Peg Wilson. You might know me from the neighborhood. I grew up with Kathy Lyon, and I'm happy to support this organization who's raising money for Ed.
Okay.
So each one is, you treat each one based on the type of organization, what they want to achieve, and how they want to be involved. The cheerleading organization, they all get packets. I had one cheerleading organization that was like, we'll collect all the orders, we'll collect all the money. They had everybody pay them via their Venmo. Everybody paid for their orders via the team Venmo because everybody was familiar with that. And then they gave me all the orders. I told them how much they owed me. And they paid me the money for the orders. I put the order in. And then when it was all done, I Venmo'd them the commission that they earned.
Okay. And when you
And-
guys talk about the packets, you're putting like a book, the order form, different product brochures, like the laundry, the body products, cleaning,
I
or
do not.
specific to what you do.
All I do is I give them the showcase brochure, which is that little 6-page fold out we have.
Yep.
So I do that. You can buy, it's $5 for 20 of them. So I use those because they're a little bit nicer than just the product sheets.
Right.
So I do them. I give them a couple of order forms. And what I do with the order forms is I actually take order forms and make photocopies. So I'm not giving them a whole bunch of 3-4 part order forms.
Right.
I just get an order form, I stick it on my machine and I make a whole bunch of copies of it and they all get like 5 order forms. You know, and I'll give them instructions, like each cheerleader will also get instructions on how much tax to charge. You know, that here's an option for people to place their orders online. If they want to text me with their credit card information or call me with their credit card information, if they want to pay me via Venmo, they can do that as well.
Okay.
You know, so I always give a letter explaining what the cheerleaders are doing because the cheerleaders, you know, they're not really paying attention. They're going to take that packet home and mom's going to read it if mom, you know, wasn't there.
Right.
Like one of them, I had a meeting and I basically did a little mini demo and talked to them all about the warmers, the wax. I talked to them about the laundry products, talked to them about the cleaning products, showed them the wall fan diffusers and the pods. You know, and so it depends on the organization, you know, and I mean, these are just all ideas. And you take these ideas and massage them to how it works for the fundraisers that you get.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Sure, sure. And if you have any more questions, if you get a fundraiser and you're like Melissa, holy crap, what do I do now? You know,
Right.
then reach out and we'll walk you through it and we'll help you work it through. And don't get freaked out. Treat it like a party. You know, just like you were having a party. Some people are going to have a party where you're going to come into their home and you're going to display all of your stuff. Some people are going to have a party where it's going to be a basket party and you're going to give them a few things to take with them and they're going to show people the books and collect orders. Some people are going to say, just give me a couple of books and I'll show it to my friends. Some people are going to say, just do an online party. So it's the same thing. They're your options. You know, the only thing that's different as a fundraiser is whether you're going to do them where it's limited products instead of doing a full book fundraiser. Sometimes, you know, it's better, it's easier, it's simpler for the organization. You know, if you've got a bunch of kindergarten kids and they're going out there trying to raise money for, you know, a class trip or something, you might want to just do scent circles and then they're going to go to grandma and they're going to go to their aunts and uncles and everybody's got a car and they're going to buy little 6 packs of scent circles, you know, and the kid's going to be all excited. And again, with those type of organizations, you might want to do prizes for the kids. So the top seller, you know, use your free and half price items to do this. Top seller gets a buddy or gets a buddy clip, you know, for a kids organization, like they're really great to do it that way too.
That's a good idea.
You know, they're good for like the schools and things like that. Like I did for the one cheerleading organization was a friend of mine's cheerleading organization. So because I was going to claim the free and half price items, I actually did the top seller, got an additional $20. The next seller got $15 and then $10 for the third. They got an additional money in their account.
I have a question again.
Sure.
Because I'm full of questions.
I love questions.
You say that now. Do you offer prizes? Like, cause I'm dealing with high school kids, so I'm thinking, you know, I want to offer prizes.
Mhm.
I'm gonna offer escape room tickets.
Oh, that'd be good. That would be good.
Jennifer-
I give prizes. Again, depends on the organization, but based on how much they sell, there's different tiers and that's what they can get.
And Jennifer, if they're high school kids, think about the Scentsy Go. the mini fan diffuser and some pods, you know, because they're high school kids, they're all driving and getting cars and stuff like that. So think of stuff like that.
I like it.
I try to use the rewards to get, like Peg said, I try to use Scentsy rewards to get the prizes.
Yeah, and see, the only reason I throw the escape room is because, well, we all know why, but you know, it's just something that's always hanging over my head.
Well, you know what? So the top prize is you get to come with 3 of your friends to the escape room. The second prize is a Scentsy Go. The third prize is a mini fan with a pack of pods. You know, and that's all stuff that you can get with the free and half price items. And then the top prize is the escape room, which isn't costing you anything because it's your own business.
I like it.
And then it exposes them to your escape room as well as exposing them to the Scentsy.
I can lock them up and make them smell good. That's my line.
Double whammy. I like it. I like it. Work everything you got, girl.
Oh,
For those
I'm
who
gonna
don't
end
know,
up in a
escape room.
mental health facility, but that's okay.
Allison, did you have a question as well? I saw you unmute.
Yes. So since we've just been on here, I just got a fundraiser because I didn't realize our sister is a teacher. So we're gonna do one for her, and then I will do the commission so she can get school stuff.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I forgot about that, sister.
Yeah, so I mean that's great. I mean, you know, and I mean this is just especially during incentive time. Like think how much you could boost your PRV. And then those people who have ordered, ask them if they'd like to do a party of their own. You know, thank you so much for supporting this organization. I'd like to offer you the opportunity to get some free and half price items. Would you be interested in hosting a party for yourself?
Or do you have your own fundraiser that you love, the organization that you want to give money back to?
You know, this opens up, and I see you love Scentsy. Have you ever thought about doing this? You know, if you love charitable organizations and you love giving back, why don't you join so that you can do fundraisers for your organization? This opens up all of these conversations and it makes them easier to have.
Love it.
Any more ideas? Come on, keep this. I love this. Ideas are flowing, Let's keep sharing, girls. All right, so guess what? It is 9:46, and I'm not going to keep you guys much longer. For the next 5 minutes, I'm just going to put everybody on mute, and for the next 5 minutes, I want you to text 5 people about having a fundraiser.
Oh, it's so late.
We're doing a blitz. We're doing a blitz. It is 9:46. What time is it there? 8:46?
Yeah.
That's not too late.
That's not late.
That's not late.
It's only 7:46 for me. Way to go, Mountain Time.
There you go. Come on.
Teachers started going back to school.
So if it is too late in your area, write your list. Like if you haven't started, make a list of who you want to contact tomorrow.
Okay, right. Sorry. So right now, let's take the next 5 minutes and everybody find 5 people that you can reach out to, individual names that you can reach out to for a fundraiser. And you can do it tomorrow if you'd like to do it tomorrow, or right now, just start texting them. All right, I'm putting everybody on mute, I think. Okay, how did we do? Go ahead, Lauren.
Full of questions tonight. So I have freaking prego brain and forgot that I had messaged this woman who had posted in, I forget where she posted, some like mom's group or South Jersey something. So she has a 6-year-old son. I'm pretty sure he's 6. And he needs a new kidney. And they did a benefit for him. And I was supposed to donate a basket and I freaking forgot. And I just messaged her and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, when was it? I was like, oh, it was supposed to be to her by July 28th. Go me. Great job, Laura. So I'm trying to think like, okay, well, what can I offer to do for her to still try to help in some way? I guess I could just do like a personal one just for her, maybe.
Just reach out and say, can I help by doing a fundraiser? I'm really sorry, I forgot to donate a basket, but here's what I can do. I'd love to donate my commissions. Can I open a party? You share the link. Anybody who's interested in buying some Scentsy, you know, I'll give you all my commissions, you know, say I'll give you 100% of my commissions. You know, and I did see somebody else posted it. They worded it where I will give you 100% of my profits.
Oh,
I printed out some brochures, like just little, I think it was, Virali. Sarah, what's her name? Oh, I can't think of the consultant's name. Jessica Virali, is it? She did, like a little fundraiser, flyer, and I just copied her flyer, put my own take on stuff in there, and I'm attaching that to all my new books. I do fundraisers. You know, I think you can get stickers in the consultant store that says I do fundraisers. Ask me about my fundraisers or something like that. Patty, did you have something to add?
I just actually messaged a friend of mine whose husband has pancreatic cancer, and they usually do their walks every year in November, but because of COVID and everything, it's been pushed back. So we're going to do it for him.
Nice. Nice. Anybody else have any success getting one while we were here, or do you at least make your list of the people you want to contact? I got a nice list going. It's in my list. So I have a nice.
It's Casey here, Peg.
Go ahead, Casey.
So actually Connor reminded me of this one, actually my son, for those of you who don't know. But our neighbor has a set of twin boys that are 3, and one of them has Down syndrome. And so they do a walk every year also for Down syndrome, but they weren't able to do it this past October also because of COVID. So I reached out to her asking if we could do a fundraiser for them to help raise money for that. So she did agree to do that. So we'll be supporting that.
Nice, nice. That's awesome. That is awesome. And like, I'll get some of those fundraisers too. Like, as I'm getting random orders, you know, if I have a customer that contacts me and says, hey, you know, I want to order some wax. I need to, you know, do you want me to put the order online? And I say, yeah, sure. Why don't you put it online? Pick one of those fundraisers that I have open. Add your order to that. Because in addition to that, your customers, like, think of your customers when they get on your page and they see that you're doing all these fundraisers. You know, it's good karma. It's good give back. It's great community service. Okay, so with that, I think I'm going to let you guys go. Anybody have any final questions, any final thoughts you want to share? I hope this has given you a lot of information and that you're all, by the end of this month, going to be halfway through to level 4. There isn't a level 4, is there? There's only 3 levels. All right, so level 1. Let's get halfway through to level 1. We'll take that. You know, but I mean, some of these fundraisers, they can get to be pretty huge if it's a big enough organization. So, you know, think about having a $2,000-3,000 party.
So I just reached out. So my best friend's getting married in October, and her whole wedding is Star Wars, like Star Wars everything. We have lightsabers, like it's all Star Wars. So, however, one of my friends knows all the guys that dress up like the Star Wars characters for like the Make-A-Wish foundations. So I just reached out to him about doing something because they have a huge Star Wars page, and then I could like give my commission to the actual, you know what I mean, like the Star Wars, and then they could donate it to whatever charity they donate, because they do a lot of stuff for the Make-A-Wish and the Star Wars. However, they are coming dressed up secretly to my best friend's wedding. So I could donate the commission to that because we're going to donate
for them to come, right? You know?
Yeah, because they said they don't charge. It's all just, donations. So like our boss at work's going to donate to them, but it's all donations. And then they donate it all to the charities that they use it for. So yeah, my best friend has no clue. Melissa's going to be there. So it'll be kind of fun.
I love that. I love that idea.
Yeah, we have Darth Vader and 3 stormtroopers going to show up.
Yeah, that's
so far.
awesome. That is
Yeah.
really awesome.
So I'm waiting to hear back from him. So hopefully that would be a big one, because they have a whole Star Wars page on Facebook of all the people.
Just be careful. Be careful about posting on fan groups. That's one of the things.
Yeah.
Just got a compliance warning from one of
No,
my
it's just their Star Wars of all the people that dress up, like their group of people.
Oh, so it's not like an actual fan page.
No, yeah. It would just be all the people that dress up in their group.
Nice. Well, let's get them all a bunch of warmers. They all need an R2D2, I'm thinking.
I know.
So we'll see. It's funny. Well, you know what? I'm going to stop the recording now. So thank you all, and we will officially stop recording.